Murray! Let's see. Okay. Boom. Hello? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? I know the dog's barking right now because there's, I think, someone at the door. But let me know if you guys can hear me, if everything sounds good. How is everyone doing? How is everyone? Let me know. Hi, Daniel Davis. What's up? How are you guys? Being here. Yay. Awesome. Sounds good. So my sister is over and she brought her dog. So if you hear Murray barking in the background, that is Murray. He is just chilling with us today and chillaxing, you know, all that good stuff. So he's going to be in the background. He might pop in through the door. Who knows? I'm not entirely sure, but we'll see. Wow, there's many people. Hi, Foxful305, Muse, Epic, Mundy, Vincent, Alex, Spooky Ham, Eric, Blaze, Pablo, Arzine, Marcus, Justin, Hill. How are you guys doing this morning? It is a Monday. It's a Monday, so I hope you guys are excited for the new week. Let me know what you guys have planned for the entire week. Sly921, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. We have quite a things to do. You know, we have a couple of errands to do today. I'm really excited to actually start them with you guys, so it'll be really fun. Javier, Earl Draws, Mundy. I did. You said it right first time. Also, boom. I am on top of things. Not really, because I don't know if you guys were here early on in the chat, but I said that Joker was from Marvel. What? Joker is from, obviously, DC. I'm still waking up right now, so I apologize. Vincent, I love your work. Thank you. Calvin, I did get it. Yes, I saw it. Thank you so much. I've been so busy as well, but I know you've been busy too, so, you know, just chugging along. Cabo Games, hello. How are you? Justin Hill, I see you. Zelda Stark, hi. David Morgan, Arzine, hello. Lame-o Marvel joke. I know, right? I know. It was so funny because I was just like, I'm pretty sure that's wrong. Joker is not from the Marvel Universe. He is DC. So, I'm still waking up, which is funny because me and Jason love the DC Universe. We're more DC than Marvel, but let me know, chat, if you guys like the DC, you know, better, or do you like Marvel? Of course, obviously for me, I think Marvel movies are so good. But when it comes to the animated movies, DC is amazing. Jatoons, hello! Nice job on the Joker amiibo. I want to say your name. Scrapfadefeliz. Darn, I feel like I could say it if I really stared at it long enough. Crazy Critters, hello! It's my birthday tomorrow, so yay! Happy early birthday to you! I hope you have an amazing birthday. Spend it with friends and family, not too many friends because social distancing, but I hope you enjoy your day nonetheless. Very, very cool. Marvel is better. I'm surprised you thought Joker was, I know, right? Well, it's very early. I actually wake up really early, but that doesn't mean my brain is awake, if that makes any sense. So I did grab some coffee. We are drinking some Brewster's coffee this morning, so it's going to be a very nice day. It's going to be very chill. It's going to be more like a Bob Ross stream, is what I'm trying to go for. Marvel movies are better, but DC shows are better than Marvel shows. Javier, I could not have agreed with you more. Jade, I have been watching a lot of the original animated movie series for DC. I forgot what Batman one that we watched recently. I don't remember the name. But yeah, we love the DC original animations. They're so good. Their storylines are amazing. I just don't know why they can't translate that into their movies. I think that they're rushing it too much, and that's probably why, in my opinion. Who knows? It is Tuesday down in Australia, but it's a good day either way. Ah, that's awesome. I would love to go to Australia one day. That would be so, so cool. That's one of the places I've always wanted to go to. Let me know, guys, if there's a place you've always wanted to travel to, or if there's going to be a place that you're going to travel to after all is said and done and it's safe to do so. And, you know, we got the all clear to travel. Let me know if there's a place that you've been wanting to go to for a while. Can we see the Sujin Academy skin painted? Okay, so have a dilemma. Since last night, not even, since I posted the giveaway last Friday, I've been trying to decide what to do with the other Joker amiibo. And I literally just settled on Joker from DC. I was gonna do Heath Ledger's Joker, but now, like, everyone's like putting their own alts, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to do them all, but I only have one more Joker left. So I think the coolest thing would be a crossover of Joker, right? DC Joker with Persona Joker. Let me know, chat. Is that like something you'd want to see? I think that'd be so cool. But I mean, worst case scenario, I'm just gonna get another Joker. To be honest, I think it'd be really cool. Let me know, chat. It would be dope, right? Dude, I've been literally going back and forth this entire weekend. So I don't know. No, I am not doing Jared Leto. No. If I had more Jokers, then maybe, but no, I'm not going to do that. There's so many different color alts, and that's why I'm like, it's so hard for me to decide which one to do this morning. Why so serious? Jared Leto. No, I want to do Heath Ledger, guys. I'm not going to do Jared Leto. That's way too crazy. That design is not... It's not my favorite design, let's just say. I don't know. So, let me know, chat. Because I feel like that would be such a good crossover. Because actually, someone modded Joker in Ultimate, and they gave him the Joker outfit. Like the purple suit with the green vest and yellow tie. I think that'd be so cool. Right? And then if you guys really want me to do another alt of Joker, then I'll get another Joker amiibo for you guys. And then I'll just give that away. Let me know. Oh my gosh. No, we're not. No, yeah. So the giveaway was through Twitter. I like to go back and forth. I'll do YouTube and Twitter. But yeah, this one was for Twitter. And I've already chosen a winner. And I'll announce the winner here on YouTube. And then I'll probably announce the winner later on Twitter. But I would love to see their reaction if they happen to be here live. So, and it's easier on Twitter too, because then now that person with the handle just has to message me. And yeah. Ooh, wait, I made a sword fighter of DC Joker in Smash. That's so cool, Edwin. Yeah, so then I thought that would be a pretty cool crossover, right? So I am giving this away. I haven't decided if it's going to be YouTube or Twitter again. But I would suggest that you follow me on both Twitter or YouTube. I don't know yet, but I definitely am going to give this one away that we're painting live right now. So if you guys did want to like know how to paint it or how to even start customizing your own amiibos, please ask me a question in the chat and I'll be more than happy to answer it for you guys. Especially if you have any questions right now as to how I painted �々𝘃𝑗. Like, look at this. This is one of my favorite color schemes. And I hope that the pictures did it justice. I hope you guys could see all the details. I did not want to just paint him solid colors. I did try to leave as much shadowing as possible. Camera, will you please somehow zoom in, autofocus, something? Anyways, yeah, so he has a lot of his shadows and detailing still on his pants and on his shirt. Maybe you can probably see it better when I transition the camera. But yeah, I'll teach you guys how to keep all that detail and not lose it. It's your style is totally up to you. I've seen different, styles when it comes to customizing Amiibo. But if you want to leave those shadow details in there, if you want to leave all those, because I'm gonna be honest, the Joker Amiibo is so detailed, like so detailed. There's a lot of ridges and like bends in his clothing. It's so accurate, and I would hate for you guys to lose all those details when you paint it, because I know some people when they paint, they just do the solid color, like they'll just grab white and do the solid white, but it's so easy to add those details. Super easy. People think it's really hard. Not that hard. It does take practice, but I'm going to teach you guys how to do it. Joker mains rise up. Who is a Joker main in the chat? Let me know. Let me know, guys. Lucid Boob, I can definitely see your comment. I can definitely see your comment. Which Amiibo do you think is the most detailed besides Joker? So, automatically, like, as I said before, Joker is really freaking detailed. Like, it's so detailed that you can see the folds in his clothes, like even the sewing. Like if this were a real jacket, this is where the sewing pattern would be. Another Amiibo that I think is really detailed. Ooh. I don't want to say like Ridley, because I feel like that's like a cop out. Here's another one that's really detailed. Because the early variations of Amiibos, like early ones, like the Marth Amiibo when it first came out, was interesting. But now they've gotten so much better. 𝘗𝑪𝑗𝑠 cape is also really good. Yeah. Like the progression of how their Amiibos were before, when they first released them, to how they are now is amazing. The quality is so crazy. And that's why if you see the pictures, like you can again see all the shadow details in his cape. My favorite part is right here where the bend in his pants, you can actually see all that detail there, which is insane. So I don't want you guys to lose that detail. I want to teach you guys how to put the highlights and the shadows back into it. Super easy, super easy. Marth had a derp face. Absolutely, Claudio, absolutely. It was really interesting. Definitely not as accurate as I think people wanted, but they've gotten so much better with, especially the human-like characters. They're killing it. 𝘚𝘃𝑪𝑗𝑠710. I would love to. I'm currently really busy. I have a lot of projects that I can't share yet. Hopefully I can eventually. I'm so excited to show you guys. I just can't show you guys yet. But I think it'd be really cool. It's gonna be really awesome, really exciting. I'll let you guys know when I can show you guys all my projects. And then once everything slows down, I'll definitely jump back into origami, maybe, and then some custom Amiibo. Because I love doing custom Amiibo and then giving it to you guys. Because I don't know what to do with them, to be honest. Lee Roxas, thank you so much for the support on Instagram. I appreciate that. Dude, the Instagram algorithm is like insane. I don't understand it, and I don't think I ever will. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the stream ready for our art painting session. This is going to be a Bob Ross painting session. Bob Ross it up today. It's going to be very chill, very relaxed. And then I'll announce the winner towards the end of the stream. And then, again, like I said, this Amiibo right here will be given away. So either on YouTube or Twitter. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, I can't wait to at least find this one a home too. I'm still currently shipping all the other giveaways. So if you haven't gotten your giveaway yet, don't worry. I'm shipping it. It's coming soon. I've just been really busy. Think about it. Nintendo's making an Amiibo Minecraft. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I don't doubt that they're gonna have an Amiibo Steve. And if you guys want me to customize that, let me know in the chat, guys. Is that something you would want me to teach you how to paint? Or do live, we can paint it together. That'd be pretty cool. Okay, so The giveaway, by the way, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, was on Twitter. And that's why I'm choosing a winner on Twitter. So like, I'm going to announce their handle on live stream, and then they're going to message me through their handle. Or I'll message them. I don't know. But either way, it's going to be them, because you can't have the same Twitter handle. So, was it hard to find a Joker amiibo? Absolutely not. I pre-ordered this from Best Buy. Right when it, like, became hot, I was like, boom, jumped on that, bought it, was shipped here. So, I think now you can see the details a lot better if it focuses. Let me see. Yes, no. Yes, camera, no camera, maybe camera. Do I have to move everything out of screen for it to focus? Okay, so. Moment. Yes, no. What are you focusing on, camera? Whatever. Okay, so anyways, as you can see, there's a lot of details in the cave. As you cannot see because it won't focus, there's a lot of details, a lot of shadows, and again, I didn't want to lose all of that detail, so that's why I'm going to teach you guys how to put all, or leave all those shadows and ridges and stuff on it. I am so sad that it's not focusing right now. What the heck? Excuse me? Do I need to get like a background? Oh, here, let me see. Let me see if this will work. Boom. Oh, wow. Okay. I guess I need to use a white background. Okay, so anyways, as you can see, all those shadows and details. My favorite part is definitely the top of his pants. You can see the folds in his pants and where the sewing line is, as well as all the jacket details. Again, I left some shadows in there. He does have a metallic finish, so he's very shiny and regal is what I was trying to go for. What I was trying to go for. Talking's really hard in the morning, guys. So as you can see, a lot of detail, the mask, his shoulder blades. So yeah, that pants detail is like my absolute favorite. It took such amazing pictures too. So there you go. And I'll be teaching you guys how to paint this. He just looks so pretty with all those details. And I would hate for you guys to lose all those details. Because again, their quality in Amiibo have been absolutely amazing. So you can even see the folds in his shoe as well. So yeah, I'll be giving this away. I'll also be doing the box art for this. So I want you guys to at least have like a complete looking Joker. So I have to do the box art still, but yeah. I'll show you guys how to do this. It's so easy. So easy. Promise. Okay, so we're going to put him away on the side. Huge thank you to you guys, by the way, for going on my Amazon and getting me new paintbrushes! Dude, I don't know if you guys saw the last painting session, but I was using some janky paintbrushes, man. It was bad. It was so bad. So thank you so much for going on my Amazon wish list, getting me these art supplies for the stream. I love these. I'm going to be keeping these for the rest of my life. These are so good. I love them. Thank you so much. Huge thank you to you guys, the community, for doing that for me. Really, really appreciate it. All right, so we're going to open this using an X-Acto. Or I could rip it off. Nah, I'm not going to rip it. I feel like it'd be too much. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get an X-Acto. Again, if you guys are handling any type of sharp tools, I really advise that you guys be careful, please, because these are sharp. Very, very, very sharp. You don't want to hurt yourself. How I usually open Amiibo, too, there's like perforated edges right here. And that's where I go along, is that I just cut on this perforated edge, and then I just peel the back off. My friends are so excited to make the Mario mask during our arts and crafts Halloween party. Ah! Dude, that is so awesome. Please send me pictures, guys. If you happen to customize the Joker Amiibo or make any Nintendo DIY, please let me know, guys, on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and then send me a picture, because I'd love to see your guys' creativity. You guys are so creative. So much more creative than I am, to be honest. Okay, so, taking Joker out. If you guys also wanted to learn how to do the box art, I do have a ton of custom Amiibo tutorials on my channel. A ton. So if you're looking for something specific, I'm pretty sure I have it on there. And making Amiibo is pretty much the same standard all the time. Take apart anything that you don't need, put clay on it, and then paint it. It's the same you know, stages. I just peel the back cover off. Yeah, that can work too. I like to do it that way just because sometimes it's a little bit more cleaner on my end. And then I do the box art too, and sometimes it's just easier. But hey, to each your own. Whatever you feel like doing. Oh, Alexis, that is so good. Yeah, I'm super excited for the new Amiibos. They look amazing. Banjo-Kazooie. Oh my gosh, so gorgeous. I did order the new Monster Hunter Amiibos because I want to change one into Repeat from Tales of Vesperia. So yeah. Okay, so this is the Joker Amiibo. As you can see, if you were to add clay work to it or whatever, that's when you remove anything, take apart anything that you want to change, and then add clay on it if you need to add anything. But again, we're just doing a paint job for today, nothing too crazy. I might actually take the X-Acto and I might want to cut a little bit here to tear it up a little bit, because I want this Joker to be a little grungy. Is that cool? Do you guys want me to do that? Like a little grungy looking Joker? Maybe put some like blood on his trench coat? I don't know. Is that something you guys want to do? I want a Min Min Amiibo. Ooh, that'd be so good. So good. Mike and Max, if you want to enter the giveaway, it is on Twitter currently. But I will have another giveaway. I'm giving away this Amiibo later. So I'll announce it on Twitter or YouTube. I haven't decided which social media to give it away on yet, but we'll see. So today we're gonna paint Joker. I do have my reference pictures off to the side. You guys can't see it, it's on my screen. We're gonna do Heath Ledger's Joker, which is really, really cool. It's gonna be really awesome. I love Heath Ledger's Joker. I think it's such a classic. His design is amazing. My favorite costume from him is definitely when he was at the hospital and he's in a nurse's outfit. That was like my absolute favorite. Absolute favorite. Stranger Danger, thank you so much for the super chat, $5. He is requesting Maximum Grunge, and I'm gonna give you guys Maximum Grunge. So it would not be Joker if it weren't for Maximum Grunge, right? Okay, so if you want Maximum Grunge, I'm gonna do it, Stranger Danger. I got you. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this X-Acto. You guys are probably like, no! But dude, if you go through my videos, I've done a lot of crazier things on these Amiibos. So don't worry. We're gonna somehow make this look really cool. So I'm gonna actually make a little couple of slits here, just to make it look like he's been in battle. So as you can see, I literally just did one slit right there. Or you can't see. Camera. Maybe if I actually, let me lower this camera. Maybe that might work. Maybe that might work. Oh yeah. Oh, that's so much better. What the heck? Anyways. Yeah, so I'm taking the X-Acto. And as you can see, I made a small little slit there. I'm gonna also do maybe a couple more. I might make one into a triangle so that it looks like a piece of it actually came off. So there's so much you can do with these Amiibos, guys, and it's so cool because when you actually go to tournaments eventually and you bring these Amiibos, they're gonna be so unique. I can even, if I wanted to, let's say, I'm gonna Bob Ross this. We can put a little tear in his clothing, a little happy tear, by just grabbing that point and just maybe making a small incision. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, this is Grunge Joker, so, you know, make it your own. The more detail you add, honestly, the better he's gonna look. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and even, like, let's see, put a little cut right there, you know, some battle damage. Might even do another one over make it a little, tear it off just a little bit. You see that? So I'm really just giving it like damage. I'm gonna try to make him look like, again, he just got out of a battle with Batman. Of course, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So Ham is always concerned when people stab figures. I know, I'm so sorry. But I promise that it's all for the better. Again, I'm gonna try to add as much detail on the stream as possible. But the full picture will be on Twitter. I can only add so much detail during streams. Otherwise, we're gonna be here all day, and I don't want to keep everyone here all day. So don't worry, the whole image or the whole picture of Joker will be on Twitter when I touch it up after stream. Okay, so I'm gonna add, of course, a little tear over here. Again, please be very careful with the X-Acto. You don't want to hurt yourself. That's the last thing I'd want for you to do. But again, whatever you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So feel free to like really just dig in there. And the cool thing is that the technique that we're going to use is really going to highlight all these damages to his trench coat. They're really going to give it character. So here I'm just adding lines on his trench coat. I'm going to try to just battle damage this, worn it out, make it look really chaotic. Boom. Maybe I could just actually give him a little tear here. You know, a little distressed. Distressed is definitely the word that I think is perfect for what we're doing right now. We're gonna just make it look really worn out and used. Alright, so far I'm liking this. I'm gonna do a little bit of damage over here on this side. You know, and the cool thing is that it doesn't have to be perfect, and it can be whatever you want, you know? It doesn't have to follow a strict rule or a pattern, and that's what I love the most when I do Amiibos, is that I'm not having to adhere to rules. I just do what I want to do, you know. Okay, so I think that's good enough. I think that looks pretty tattered. It looks like that is the amount of detail I want to add right now. The rest of the detail I'm going to add using paint. So yeah, just interesting, very, very cool. If you're going to make Joker, this is the perfect opportune moment to follow his instructions. However, regardless, whatever alt you decide to paint Joker, you're going to use these same steps, to be honest. If you wanted this alt, these are the exact same steps you're going to follow. 𝘚𝘃𝘃, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. So yeah, if you want to, you know, paint like �々𝑘𝑔𝑒's color alt, this is the same thing you're going to do. Joker's no different when it comes to painting. It's the same thing. So today, we are going to be using, as always, Vallejo Paints. This is what I use for all of my models, any figurines that you guys want to paint. It's made for Warhammer, and that's why they're so good when it comes to figurines and stuff. This is absolutely perfect. This is the one that I use. And of course my camera is not focusing. There you go. And yeah, Vallejo is definitely the one that I use all the time. Okay, so it seems like I'm just going to have to use a white background all the time to really show you guys all the details. So this is what we did with Joker. Let me show you guys. Boom. So as you can see, there's all that battle damage. There's little cuts and snippets off of his coat, you know, so very, very cool. He's going to look a little worn out, but that's definitely the look that I want to go for. You said full grunge. We're going to go full grunge. All right, so now the next thing you want to do, you could prime this. However, I find that there's no point in it. It's going to stick anyways. Or if you're really worried about it coming off, Vallejo actually has a concealer spray. Although Vallejo paints are so good, they're just amazing. definitely get Vallejo if you're deciding to wanna paint or customize or whatever it may be. Okay, so the colors for Joker, and I usually start off with a base color. Joker's inside, his vest is green. He doesn't have any other layers, so we're just gonna do the green on the inside with the gold buttons. So what I'm gonna do right now, I have a plate in front of me. I'm gonna grab my green Vallejo paint, and I'm gonna go with the color that is a little dark, but not too dark. If I need to, oh really? Oh, the music's too loud? I got you. Okay, so if I need to go a little darker with the green, I just have to add black, to be honest. Is the sound better? Let me know. Okay. The music is loud. Is it still loud? Is it okay now? Let me know, chat. So with the green, I'm gonna put a little dab there. Perfect. It's still loud. Oh, better, a lot better. Yay! Okay, awesome. Okay, so do you guys have any questions so far when it comes to painting? Let me know. Again, I'm using Vallejo. We're gonna go by layers. So the hardest layer to get is this green vest in the inside. So we're gonna tackle that first because then it just makes it easier for us to add all the other details. Okay? GD Animations, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Okay, so here again, I'm using the green paint. I'm gonna use a fairly small brush. It's still pretty big in my opinion. So the thing that I want to show you guys is don't dip your paintbrush in the water. Like, don't submerge it. You want about 20% water and the rest paint on your brush. You don't want the paint or the brush to be too damp. It's called a dry brushing technique, and that allows you to keep all the details on your Amiibo. So I have the green in here. I used a smidge of water. Again, there's barely any water on this. It's fairly dry. It's definitely on the drier end, for sure. Again, the reason why is because I don't want to add too much water. Otherwise, we're gonna lose all that detail. So I'm gonna carefully go in the inside of the jacket. I'm gonna try to make sure that you guys can see that, but it all depends whether or not the camera wants to focus, which it never does, to be honest. Let me see if I can get this camera to focus. Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can control the camera from here. I think I can actually, which is pretty funny. Let's see. Properties. Configure video. Sharpen. Yes. Sharpen, yes. No, maybe. Focus. Let me see if I can actually just... Ooh, that's so good. If I can just hold it, that's perfect. Okay, apply. Boom. Okay. Okay. Boom! Oh my gosh, it's perfect! So I'm going to try to leave it right here so you guys can see it. That is so good. I should have just done that earlier. Okay, so as you can see, I'm just going to go ahead in with that green and apply it. There's not a lot of water on my brush. Keep that in mind. And again, it's because I want to try to keep all that detail in there. So just be very, very careful and apply that green on the inside of his jacket. And I'm dry brushing that on. I'm not, again, soaking my brush in the paint, nor am I soaking it in a lot of paint either, or water. It's just a dry brush technique, so you can keep all those ridges on there. And then funny enough, I'm gonna go back in and actually apply white to highlight all the stuff in there too as well. All right, yeah, if you guys, I think the new Amiibos are GameStop exclusives, right? Am I not mistaken? And here you can be messy because, I mean, we're gonna paint his jacket anyways. But the thing that you want to do is try to keep as much detail as possible. So now when it comes to adding the highlights on the vest, right? What I'm going to do now is put some white on my plate. Grabbing a little bit of the white. And then I'm going to add some highlights in there, in the vest. So, a little bit of white. I'm going to slowly bring that across. I'm just going to dab it in there ever so carefully. This is where we're adding the details. And then I'll show you guys how to add the gold buttons too. Because you want some sort of accuracy as well, again. But you just don't want to lose all that detail. So this is the dry brush technique. As you can see, you see that? I'm not losing those lines in that vest. I didn't load my brush with pure paint. And like we can still see all those creases and all those edges. Now we actually have shadow in there too as well. It's called the dry brush technique. Again, very, very super simple, easy to do. Especially when it comes to Vallejo. Using Vallejo paint makes it so much easier to do this technique. Very, very cool. Not bad, right? Karasenko, hello, how are you? I'm Jason. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Maybe I should actually zoom in the camera even more. Maybe we can actually capture a lot more detail, especially those who are following. I know it'd help a lot too. So let me see. Oh, this camera can go so. Oh, this camera's so good. I think that's good. Okay. I think that's good. Okay. Oh, that makes it so much easier. I'm actually resting my hand on the table now. Yes, this is so good. Making this work. Making it work. Karasenko, thank you so much. So again, I'm going back in with the white. I might add a little white trim on the edge just to highlight those just a little bit. But other than that, I'm loving the vest so far. I think it looks good. It's getting there. It's getting some detail added on. And again, I'm making sure that I'm not losing any of that detail on the vest. Again, I don't want to lose that detail on the vest because it would be such a shame for them to have added all that detail and then just to lose it. Okay, so here I'm highlighting that edge with white. And I'm just going to continue adding some detail. And I think that's good. Again, you can be a little sloppy because we're going to paint the trench coat anyways. So as you can see, look at that detail. See, we didn't lose any of that detail, which is awesome. And that's what I was trying to go for. Because again, I would absolutely hate to lose that by painting it when Nintendo did such a good job adding all that in. Okay, so the next step is of course the buttons. And when it comes to buttons, I know that if you have shaky hands, it could be a little distressing. Here I'm going to use some metallic gold. Boom, Vallejo, let's go. Joker is one of my favorite Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC fighters. Guys, let me know what you think of Steve and Alex. What are your thoughts? Let me know. I'm actually excited. I hope they do come out with an amiibo so I can paint it. That's really what I'm looking forward to. I think it'd be really, really cool. Let me know what your ultimate thought is on Steve and Alex being in Smash, which is crazy. I never thought that that would ever happen, to be honest. Did not expect that at all. Definitely thought it was going to be Crash Bandicoot or something, but nope. It was definitely Steve. Alright, so here I have a very thin brush, and there's a couple of buttons that I want to highlight in gold, so I'm ever so carefully dabbing it on there. Again, just use a very thin brush. If you don't have a thin brush, you can actually cut your own brushes to make a thin brush, so it is easier for you. I actually cut a lot of my own brushes just to make sure that they're thin enough, and that's an option that you guys can do as well. Okay, so here I'm going to go ahead and add those buttons in. Boom, done. Very, very simple, very, very easy, clean, not bad, right? Okay, so now the next thing we're gonna do, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more. Will that work? I guess not. Next thing we're gonna do is the purple, which is gonna be my favorite part, because I actually want to show you guys how I kept all those details and shadows in. Thankfully, Joker's jacket is black, which helps in the long run to add all those shadows, and we don't have to do that much work. That's my favorite part, to show you guys how easy it is to do it. I want to get Steve and Alex. I've been playing since 2013. That is crazy. Crazy. I feel like Steve is a must-have for Smash because it's the biggest video game of all time, and people really wanted him. I feel like it was inevitable. Yeah, it was definitely a surprise. Definitely one of the biggest video games out there. I do agree. Definitely a left fielder. I did not expect it at all. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and grab this purple. I'm gonna shake it up a little bit, make sure that it's ready to go. I'm gonna go ahead and dip that down onto the pan. Make sure I shake that up a little bit more. I have another purple that I might want to work with. It's a more of a true purple, so I might put that on there. Again, we're gonna do the dry brush technique. So here I have a thicker brush than the last. This is a lot more thicker. Now we're gonna do his pants. Again, we're working from the inside out. It's easier that way to add details in those really tight places and then work on the outside. So if you are planning on painting amiibos, work from the inside out. Okay, so I do have, again, the purple on my plate. Ooh, I accidentally did that in white. Whoops, my bad. I want to work with the dark purple first. And again, this is going to be a dry brush, so not much water content. You want it to be, ooh, I would about say like 80 or 70% dry. Oh, �々𝑧𝑒𝑛, yes. What I love about this amiibo is, like �々𝑧𝑒𝑛 said, definitely the way they've added that blue flame. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. It's perfect. It's a nice touch for this amiibo. Very, very gorgeous. The way they did it was just absolutely beautiful. So here I'm dry brushing. As you can see, you can't really see it right now. It's very light. It's not showing up as bright on the camera. If you're watching me do this live, you can definitely see that there's more purple on there. But for you guys, it kind of just looks like I'm maybe dabbing that on there. But I am dry brushing it. I'm making sure that I'm gonna tackle the high parts, the high areas, and I'm slowly adding layers, I'm gonna take my time, and I wanna make sure that, again, I'm dry brushing this on. It's not a heavy paint, not much water content. See, and by doing so, you see how the transition is? I've still kept some of the dark shadows on there, and now you can see the purple popping up just a little bit. Again, my brush is very dry. My friend said it's possible for Bailiff. They might be saving the female one for a 2-pack. You know, honestly, everyone's been really good at their suggestions and their predictions. Someone on my Instagram actually predicted Steve for Smash. 2 people did, actually. I was going through the answers, and I mean, I was pretty shocked. I was like, dang, they are so good at guessing. So of course, We painted the green on the vest, so be very, very careful. But again, with a dry brush, we're gonna go in there with purple and we're gonna add that in. Again, don't go too heavy when it comes to the paint. You don't want to have a loaded brush. That's what it's called when you have a lot of water or paint on there. It's called a loaded brush, and you don't want a loaded brush. You want this dry. And again, Vallejo paints are so good when it comes to dry brushing because it just keeps all that detail in there. And it has to, because if you ever work with Warhammer figures, they are smaller than Amiibo for sure. So much smaller. And so you don't want to lose any of that detail. Alright, so here I'm slowly adding purple. I'm trying not to get rid of that detail on his jacket. Again, I really want to make sure that I keep all of that on there. But I am slowly adding purple. Calvin, sorry for looking because I think come over to work out. So yeah, we've been working out with them. Awesome. Have a good workout. Yo, I actually might be getting a squat rack very soon. Jason's friend is selling a squat rack, and we honestly have been looking for one for a while, and he gave us such a good deal on it. The only thing that's missing is the weights. So Jay and I are like really excited. I'm much more excited than Jay, I think. I've been wanting a squat rack since the day I started lifting. Okay, so again, we are very carefully adding this purple in. I'm going really quick, but for you guys, please take your time. The more time you put into any artwork, whether it be Amiibo, the better it's going to turn out. So that's why I tell everyone, slow down, you know. This is kind of like your therapeutic hour anyways, you know. Enjoy your painting session. I know that it's very rare to have time sometimes to paint or to jump into hobbies. So use this as a way to kind of relax, you know, get your stresses of the day out and just enjoy a hobby that you know, should love and be able to escape from. So here again, we're just adding all that purple. And then I'm going to go in with the purple and add white, but that's later. So again, right now, we're just adding all those layers. Is there any color specifically that I should put in the vest? It should be red, right? And then the inside, I should probably do red on the inside, right? I think that's what I'm gonna do. I'm pretty sure it's red. Okay, so I'll probably add red. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do this side now. So dry brushing that side as well. Trying to keep all that black shadow in there and all the details. Again, we're just gonna dry brush all of that on there. No rush. We're gonna do the Bob Ross way, which of course, if you guys have ever heard of Bob Ross, he is the most patient person that you'll ever meet. Such an amazing sweetheart. I love watching his videos. I'm pretty sure he's no longer with us, but my friends and I always do like a wine night where we just paint, and it's been like really fun to kind of relax and enjoy just painting for fun and not having to paint because I need to paint, if that makes any sense. I make so much arts and crafts that sometimes I get a little worn out of making arts and crafts. It's so funny. Okay, so again, we're dry brushing this purple on there. Be careful around the face, please. You do not want to get any paint on the face because then you'll have to take a toothpick or a ear whatever cleaner and try to take it off, and it just gets really hard to take off. So I kind of want Sora or Chief and Smash. Ooh, so I know that wasn't Sora trending? I'm pretty sure it was trending at one point, wasn't it? I somehow got gold paint on his sleeve, whatever. I didn't even realize that. That's crazy. Alright, so again, be very careful around that green vest. We just painted that, and you don't want to have add green again, you know, so please be very careful around that green. And luckily it's elevated, so the chances of you really dipping back into that vest is difficult, but it's possible. So again, please be very, very careful. Okay. So we're going to continue doing this. And James, thank you so much for tipping $5. I appreciate it. I hope you've been enjoying this Bob Ross session. And I hope you guys are learning a lot. Just in case if I don't do an alt that you've been wanting to paint, now you can do it at home. And it's really, really simple. The best way to learn how to paint is to jump right in, you know. And like Bob Ross always says, they're happy little accidents. Okay, so thankfully, as long as you like your paint job, if you're happy with the results, that's really all that matters. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and continue adding this purple. I don't want to lose any details, so again, dry brushing it on there. Okay, so he has a pretty good amount of purple on his jacket, on his trench coat. Seth, thank you so much. I appreciate it. You're so sweet. So we're gonna go ahead and now I'm gonna dip back into that purple. This time we're gonna do the pants. Again, be careful of the water content on your brush. You don't want to load it on there with water or paint. Again, we're doing a very dry brush paint job, okay? Dry brush. Lucid, you're sleepy? Perfect. This is a very chill, relaxing stream. I'm trying to make it the Bob Ross feel, you know what I'm saying? Very relaxing, happy trees everywhere. You know, time is just flying by. Nothing to worry about. Nothing crazy. Birds, trees, sun, moon, stars. Bowsette for Smash. Yo, that would be so sick. Can I be honest? That'd be really cool. If they made Peach's outfit Bowsette or Boozette, oh, I would flip tables. Okay, so now, again, it's okay if you get paint on his shoes or whatever, because you're going to go back in and you can fix it. It's not a big deal. However, we are jumping into the pants, so again, dry brushing that. We don't want to lose any of those details on his pants. We do need to change it to purple, so again, dry brush, dry brush, dry brush. You don't want too much water content on that brush. Okay, again, be very, very careful of the vest. You don't want to have to jump back in there and add green again. So whatever parts that are already painted, just take your time. Be very, very careful around those areas, especially when it comes to, let's say, his face. You really don't want to get any paint on his face. That's probably the main area that I'd rather you be very, very careful of. Because that area is so delicate and it's so hard to go back in and fix it. You know what I'm saying? So dry brush, dry brush. Don't forget to go on the back of his pants as well. You want to make sure you get all the areas. You want to cover everything. So we're going to go back here in the back. Thankfully with the back though, since it is the back of his pants, it'll be a darker color than what you see in the front. So thankfully that's good. You don't have to worry about adding too much detail in the back. That's all I could really say about the back. Because as long as you put that color on the back of his pants, it's fine. I mean, people barely see the back anyways. But if you wanted to go all out, I mean, you could add the highlights, but it makes no sense anyways because technically the sun wouldn't hit the back of his pants. Okay, so again, we're adding that purple. We're gonna dry brush that on there. Boom, done. Not bad, right? Okay, so the next step is to grab a little bit of white, okay, and using that same purple, we're gonna now add highlights. Miss Bliss, hello, how are you? How you doing? This is a Bob Ross session. We're taking it very easy today. Nothing too crazy, you know, just relaxing. How was your weekend? Okay, so we're gonna start off with the pants, guys. Again, with a very dry brush, we're gonna glide ever so carefully the brush on the pants. We're gonna glide it on there. And when I say glide, like you're just gliding it on the surface and lifting the brush up really quickly. Okay, and by doing so, Now you're actually adding all the highlights. Okay, and you're gonna add layers slowly. Dip a little bit into that white. And then you're gonna glide it on top of the surface ever so carefully. And that's how you add, and as you can see, I wonder if you can see that. And that's how you see all that highlights now on his pants? You ever so slightly lifting that brush. Okay. Ooh, I want you guys to catch this action. Oh, that's so much of a better angle. Okay, look. This is crazy. So, as you can see, I've loaded the brush with purple. I've added a little bit of white. And then here, I'll show you guys. I'm just gonna glide it. Glide it ever so carefully on his pants. And as you can see, slowly but surely, the details are coming right out. And it's very effortless. And we're not losing those ridges. We're not, you know, hindering the Amiibo from showing its true details. You see that? That's cool, right? That's so, so cool. I'm sorry, I'm freaking out. I think it's just the coolest thing. You can even load your brush with a little bit of white, right? And then, let's say, you know how like when you scuff up your knees, you can even add white right here where the kneecap is. Just to emphasize that, yeah, this is where his knee is. This is where we usually scuff up our pants. You know, this is where we usually make a hole in our jeans. You know, so I'm gonna let that dry, but that's cool, right? So as you can see, he's starting to show all those details, especially on the pants. We don't want to hide those. We don't want to get rid of those because those are details that are really hard to get back when you add too many layers of paint, right? You're not going to see those if you cover them up too much. So, so you know, since many people used to compare Bowser to Godzilla, I'm surprised no one's tried making a custom Amiibo of Godzilla. I mean, Bowser has a few Amiibos and he does have a black alt in Smash. Very, very true. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there who's made an alt. I don't doubt it. I truly believe there has to be someone that actually has made a Godzilla Bowser Amiibo. I don't doubt it. Someone out there must have. Alright, so I'm going to wait for that to dry. It doesn't look like my paint's sticking on there because it's still wet. So all I'm doing right now is moving that paint. So I'm just going to move on. So the next thing I want to do is continue adding highlights. Now I'm going to change the ratio from purple to more white. And that's going to allow us to add even more highlights on those ridges. And we're going to go ahead and again do the same technique. But this time we're gonna, you can even use your finger. I actually like to use my finger sometimes too. And as you can see, we're just really adding all those details on there. Again, make sure your brush is dry though. You want to make sure that your brush is dry. So here I'm drying out my brush. I think it was a little too wet. Boom. And if you lose any details, you can always go back in and of course add that back. But you want, if you're trying to save time, the more patient you are, you know, the less mistakes you're gonna make. So that's why I tell everyone, take your time. I'm rushing this, so I'll have to most likely go back in after stream and then actually fix it up. So here I'm gonna just add a little bit of white. Boom, add a little white over here. Boom, so there you go. That's really cool, right? Look at that detail. So we're gonna do the exact same thing, but with this other leg. So again, another dry brush, and then here I think you'll see a lot more of the details just pop out. Again, barely on the surface. Okay, barely on the surface. We're just gonna glide it on the surface with the purple mixed with the white a little bit. And as you can see, that color is just popping out. That's crazy, right? It's so simple. The simplest thing you can do to save all those details. is just dry brushing it on there. And it saves you so much time too. It really does. So again, I'm adding a little bit more white. I'm dry brushing it on there, making sure I'm getting all those details in his pants, not losing any of that detail. Boom. See? Look how quick and easy that was. So now I can go back in with white and actually follow the creases to add even more details, even more details. Do you have a crimson red? Because his gloves would look so good as a crimson red. I do, although Joker has purple gloves. Let me know, chat, if you guys want red gloves instead, let me know. And that's the coolest thing about Amiibo too, is that when you do customize them, you can do whatever color you want. And I think that's the coolest thing ever, is just being able to do whatever color combination you want. It's totally up to you. You don't even have to follow the alts that they have in Super Smash Bros. It can just be whatever color you like at that point, which is the coolest thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go still back in and I'm gonna still add a lot more detail as much as I can. I'm gonna add white for his knee, right? Because we're gonna try to pretend that he was scuffing on the floor a little bit. So his knee is gonna be a lot more wider than any other part of his pants. So we're gonna add a little bit more white. We're gonna add white here. So as you can see, all that detail's popping up. We're not losing that detail. It's gonna show in the end result. It's gonna look amazing. And then just let that layer dry. So again, I'm gonna dip my brush a little bit in some white and we're gonna tackle this knee right here. We're gonna make sure that it pops out with white. Because again, you know, everyone, as kids, we always end up with holes in our jeans, and usually it's where the knees are. So that's why I think it'd be really cool to incorporate that into the Joker Amiibo and just give him some torn jeans a little bit. To look like it's fading. It's definitely getting scruffed up. So there you go. Boom. Not bad, right? Look at that detail. Okay, so I'm rushing this paint job again. Usually what I do if I'm really wanting to add even more detail, I will go back in and actually re-highlight all those edges. Someone did ask what paint I'm using. It's Vallejo Paints. Again, they are basically made for figurines. Best paint I've ever used. Vallejo. They are a little bit more expensive when you buy them at pop-in shops, but I do suggest that you, of course, support local businesses. They are about $2, I think, but they go a long way. The reason why they're so expensive too is because they're highly pigmented. So that means you only need a little bit to cover a lot. That's the cool thing. Okay, so I wear jeans with holes because that's my style. Absolutely. Or you just wear them because you run out of jeans. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so we have, look at that purple outfit with the green. It's looking so good. And we haven't even really added that much details, in my opinion. Again, like I said, I usually go back in and even add more detail. I'm going to show you what I do, but then I'm not going to really do it. I'll probably have to repaint it or add more detail after stream, but I'll show you how to add even more detail. So let's say that you lost a little bit of the shadow. You can actually go ahead and grab like your black or whatever and re-highlight that shadow. Well, not highlight, but re-darken that shadow. And then as for highlights, if you lose a highlight, you can always, again, re-highlight it by adding white. You can fix any mistakes. Okay, so if you do make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. Definitely fixable. It's just gonna take a little bit more of your time. Okay, so here I've actually dipped a little bit into purple and black. I'm gonna re-darken the pants a little bit because I do like these creases, but they're not as dark as I wanted. So with a very thin brush, as you can see, I added back that shadow. Again, with another brush, boom, adding back in that shadow, making sure his pants are creased. because guys, he's been battling. He's been fighting Batman the entire time, and he needs to look like he's been in a rough match. Is he winning? I'm not entirely sure. It's Joker, so who knows? He might actually be winning. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna go back into the black. He has some lining in his jeans. So ever so carefully with a very thin brush, I'm gonna re-highlight that line that goes down his pants. And again, the more detail you add, the better he's gonna look. Trust me. So very carefully, as you can see, I'm adding back that line, and it just looks so good. So now, Crimson Red is fire on him. I put Crimson Red on him in his MS Paint. Ooh. So I guess if you should I leave his gloves red, guys, or should I change them purple? Let me know, chat. Okay, so now let's say that I wanted to add a little bit more of a highlight. Maybe the dry brush technique didn't give me enough detail. Again, I do this usually right after I dry brush, but I'm going to show you guys this technique right now, so just in case I don't, go over it, you guys have this session on YouTube and you guys can go back and relate to it if needed. Okay, so as you can see, the highlights are here, so I'm going to go back in with some white, and I'm just going to ever so carefully re-highlight that edge with a very, very thin brush. Boom. Use your finger if needed, if you want to blend it out. A lot of options are there for you. See? So as you can see, look at that. So not only did I re-highlight it, I added the shadow back in. I also definitely, reintroduced that line, that seam going down his pants. Boom. How cool is that? You guys saw this happen live. Very cool, right? So now, light purple, Devontae Edwards, right. So all you're really doing is using white and black to help you highlight all the details. Again, this Amiibo has so much detail in it, so much detail in it. And I would hate for you to lose any of that. Look at that. Right? Crazy. So for his boots, we are going to do black. We are going to highlight all the curves and stuff as well. It's going to be really, really cool. Okay, so I figured there's a post that reminds me of what she's working on, kind of the same vibe. Ooh, vibes. Cool, vibing. As long as you guys are vibing with me. My favorite part is now coming up. It is the trench coat. The reason why is because now we can get really into the details. Question chat. What should I do for the lining right here? Because usually in the �々𝑃𝐺𝑒 it's going to be gold, but I do not know what to do for this. Should it be like a light purple? Or should I put gold? I feel like Joker would be okay with the gold trim, right? His gloves are soaked with blood. They are a bright red. They are super bright red. That's why I'm kind of want to dumb them down a little bit. They're too vibrant in my opinion, but we'll see. Gold trim, Phoenix gold, Arzine gold. We're gonna do gold. And I know that it's really hard to pick those very thin lines, so I'll try to give you as much tips and tricks to help you guys out. Okay, so we're gonna continue on. I'll have to go back in and re-highlight everything on the pants, but for now we're moving on. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the trench coat. I'm gonna pour more purple onto my plate. And of course, I'm gonna re-add white and black because those are our ways to highlight and darken areas if need be. So set up your plate if need. Sometimes I like to pour the paint colors out prior to getting started so I know what colors I need. So we're gonna start off with this side. I actually really like that side. We're gonna start off with that side first. Let me see if I can bring my hand over here. And it's cool because remember, we went in with the X-Acto and we added more details, which is crazy, which is something you guys can do. So I'm dipping back into the purple. I'm gonna add a little bit of white. The ratio to white and purple is still more purple, but now we're gonna carefully just dab that on there. I think my brush is a little too wet. So I'm going to like clean that up. I'm going to wipe that off a little bit actually. My brush is a little wet. So again, the ratio that you want is a very dry brush. Let me see if I can take the water off real quick. Okay, so again, you really want a dry brush. You do not want a wet brush. So I'm going to retry that again. I'm going to do some purple and some white. I'm going to dab it on my plate a little bit to get rid of some of the water. Okay, so then that's a little bit better. It's still a little wet in my opinion, but we're just going to go for it for now. So as you can see, I'm starting from the top where the light would hit. So you want to keep in mind, if there was a light source, where would that light be? You know, how would it hit the clothes? And that's what I'm thinking about all the time when I'm painting is how would the light reflect off of this clothes? So here I'm dry brushing it on there. I'm dabbing it. I'm making sure that I'm not applying too much. Again, this is a little bit more wet than I would like actually, but you know, we're going to work with it. It's totally fine. Okay, so then what you do to one side, you got to do the other. So let's add in here. Let's add some color in here. We're going to go ahead and ever so carefully just add that right in. So as you can see, it's starting to highlight the trench coat, right? We're going to add those light details. So when, pretend, you know, when the sun hits Joker in a certain way, all those highlights are going to show, and that's what you want. So again, we're just going to take our time and continue dabbing that in there. Okay, ever so carefully. You want to dab that in. All right, so if you guys have any questions, please let me know. Put red splatters on his knife because, well, you know, Shane, that is a good idea. I'm going to do that for you, Shane. That's your idea. That sounds amazing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to continue dabbing it ever so carefully. And again, we're going to just continue dry brushing that along. And you see how all that highlights are already coming out? Very cool, right? And we're going to go back in and highlight those damages that we did. So don't worry. If you happen to lose any of those details, don't worry. We can bring it back. We're going to bring it back to life. Nuda Cube, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Spooky Skeletons. This is perfect. I'm so glad we stuck with Joker from DC. It's almost Halloween, so I am so glad that we decided to stick with this. And again, if you wanted a different color, painting Joker is going to be the same way regardless of the colors that you use. Really, all it is just you highlighting, shadowing, darkening. Just do not lose those details. Dry brush, dry brush, dry brush. So here, look at that. You see immediately, just from dry brushing, I've reintroduced those ridges. Look at that. Cool, right? You can see all that detail already pop up. It was so effortless, and that's what I love. And it's so quick. So quick. Emma, ooh, this is looking so cool. Right? I can't wait till we get to the face, to be honest. When we get to the face, you wait and see. The face is going to look so cool. Especially when you get to Joker's mask. You know, his makeup. It's going to look so cool. So here I'm reintroducing. Look at that. Immediately. The shadows, the highlights are getting reintroduced. We didn't lose any detail. Boom. Done. Look at that. Look how cool that is. And look, he has some battle damage that we did. If we wanted to go back in and add even more damage, we could. Seth, oh no more, thank you so much. And the cool thing is that if you guys wanted to paint this, now you guys have a live session of me painting it. So if you don't have a Joker Amiibo right now, definitely grab one later this week, re-follow this video, re-watch it, follow along, and then you guys can end up with your own Joker Amiibo, which is so cool. So cool. I'm wondering if I should do more videos like this. Would you guys be down for more videos like this? So if you guys did want to alter your custom Amiibo, I think this would be really cool so you guys can follow. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead again. I'm now adding a little bit of more white instead of the purple. Okay, because it's time that we really add that white back in. Oh, this song is hitting. This is a really good song. It's a hype song. Because I'm just loving the look of this right now. Guys, look at that. And you guys can do this. So easy. Okay, look. So, imagine this is a little, you don't see any highlights right now, but look. Dry brushing immediately brings all of that details out. And it took only minutes. We're not, you could go back in and really get into the shadows and highlights, but if it's your first time painting, this is a really good way to learn how to paint. Definitely for sure use Amiibos. Use Amiibos to really get into the hobby of painting figurines, especially if you want to get into Warhammer. Oh yeah, like this is definitely an awesome way to learn how to paint and to really know how to get those highlights down and shadows and details. And like I said, if you start painting your own custom Amiibo, no one else in the entire world is going to have that color scheme, which is really cool. Is it because I sometimes dip my brush for too long in the water? Absolutely, yes. So, people tend to think, and don't worry, I used to think the same way. Some people, when they tackle a figurine like this, they're just gonna go straight to purple and add all of it purple. Doesn't make any sense without really looking at the shadows and the bends in the figurine. And by dry brushing, it allows you to just barely scratch the surface so you can add all those shadows back in. Okay, so, yeah. Look at this Joker Amiibo right now. It's just looking so good. And it was effortless. You guys literally saw it happen in minutes. It didn't take hours, didn't take days, it was minutes. Like I said, if you're a professional, you would go back in and really add all those details. But since I'm trying to show you guys the basics, this is like a really quick way to just get all those details back. How do you correct painting mistakes? Very good question. Okay, so usually when I make a mistake, it depends on what type of mistake it was. Let's say that I added white on the edge right here, where obviously the shadow would be, because the edge, his trench coat is actually raised, and the shadow would hit here, and instead I put white, so it makes no sense because the light wouldn't hit that. I would actually go back in with black and then just ever so carefully reintroduce black. Again, if your paintbrushes aren't thin enough, I actually cut my own paintbrushes, like the bristles, and I trim them down. So let me show you an example of a brush that's trimmed down. So you see the edge where it used to be on this brush? Like, look at that. Look how deep I cut that thing to get that very fine point. So if you don't have a brush, or if you don't like the brush you're currently using, or if it's too tattered, make it your own, cut it if need be, etc., etc. You want to add all those details. And I like the beat up look on his outfit. Seth, thank you so, well, hey, you guys are, the cool thing is that when I do this live, I can take all your suggestions and I can add them live for you guys to see. I know. Oh, dude, Lee. I was thinking of that. And I might do that. I wanted to put the bang sign coming out too, like the flag, because it's so iconic. So I might want to. We'll just have to see. It takes a while to add clay, and usually when you are doing alterations like that, you have to add the clay before you paint. Because the clay that I use is a 2-part resin and it gets really messy. So if I were to add any clay now, I would most likely put clay on the paint job and have to repaint the entire thing. So if you are planning to alter a custom amiibo, you're going to do the clay first before the paint. Very, very important to remember that. Okay, so again, if I had more time with you guys, I would really get back into here and add all those whites. But since I don't have enough time with you guys, let me show you how I'm going to really add those battle scars in there. So as you can see, we do have a dent right there, right? But I'm not liking that it's not popping out as much. So here, I'm going to grab some white. Ran out of white. Let me put some white on the plate. So here I'm going to grab some white. I'm going to use a very, very thin brush. And now I'm going to follow that edge that we did with the X-Acto and just highlight that in. Okay. So you see now it actually looks like a nick. It actually looks like something tore into his jacket. To even add more detail, let's grab black and just add black in the middle, right? Because by adding black in the middle, now it looks like a deep, deep tear. You know, so boom. Just dabbing that ever so carefully. And now look at it. Now it looks like an actual like nick into his clothing. Because all we did really was highlight the edge of the damage and then really dive into that hole and make it darker. Chica, no worries, don't worry. The paint I use is a Vallejo paint and they're made for figurines. They work so well when it comes to a lot of techniques. Again, they're made for figurines. There's really no other paint that I would use. I've been using this for 5 years and it's just, yeah, it's just perfect. It looks like a bullet hole, absolutely, right? It looks like someone tried to get at him, tore a little bit of his clothing. So here we have another nick on his clothes. So again, I would go back in with the white, highlight that, the tear on the edges. Let me see if I can actually get an edge for you guys. I think that would look so cool. So let me see if I can get a really good edge. Okay, so let's look at that edge, right? We cut a little bit off of his jacket. So now I'm gonna grab that white, right? And now I'm gonna follow that edge very carefully. I'm gonna very, very carefully add white on that edge. Ooh, there you go. Very, very carefully add white on that edge. So now you have a highlighted edge. You see that? Just by tilting the camera a little bit, now you can see that white. See? Now it really looks like, oh man, that edge is lifted off of the figurine. You see that? So that's the cool thing, is that if I had all day with you guys, you would see me go bits and pieces into that figurine and realize, okay, how would the light hit this? You know? Thank you so much, Chrissy Chu, for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Ian James, I didn't read your donation. Oh my god, I got so distracted with all the details. Ian James donated $5. Can we talk about how nice the Amiibo looks? Keep up the great work. I'm super excited to see this one come to life. Also, what's your initial reaction to Joker coming to Smash? P.S. P.S. You should totally play Persona 5. Much love, my friend. Ian James, thank you so much. I appreciate the donation. That is awesome. Yes, I would love to play Persona 5. I love Joker being in there. Funny enough, Joker is now Jason's main character. He is a really good Joker. I think he's been watching Hugs play, and he's been learning a lot. Or no, yeah, it is Hungrybox. And he's been learning a lot from Hungrybox, and now he's really good at Joker. I cannot beat him in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate anymore. Not at all. Not at all. Godfire Thompson, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, very, very cool. Look at that. That's so crazy. So look, this is no dry brushing. Well, I mean, there is some dry brushing, let's be honest. Jack Crawford, I'd literally pay for crazy custom like these. Jack, oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, now you can paint your own, and it'll be one of a kind. I'm telling you, super, super easy. Again, if you want to paint this video is going to be up on YouTube. So please grab a Joker. You have some free time one day, rewatch this video, grab some Vallejo paint, and you're set. We're literally painting this together, which is really, really cool. Yeah, he's known for playing Jigglypuff. Is it Hungrybox? Who is he watching? Someone plays a really good Joker, and Jason was watching him and studying him. I don't remember who it was. It could be Hungrybox. It could be Leffen. I don't remember. MK Leo. It could be MK Leo too, man. It's one of those. Someone let me know. But definitely Jason has progressed so much in Ultimate. He is really hard to beat now. Kudos to him, dude. He's been studying. He's been studying up on his Ultimate. Painting Amiibos is so intimidating since I'm a perfectionist. So yeah, I don't know if I can paint them. So, good question actually, Calvin. That's why I highly recommend that if you are going to paint a custom Amiibo, your first one shouldn't be where the restrictions are tight. In a sense of, why do an Amiibo of, let's say, Akechi, right? He has a very specific color scheme. You have to follow the pattern. So like his inside is red, his pants is white, the sleeves, the trim. It's really restricted, right? Whereas Joker, right? We're just doing whatever we want. We don't have to follow specific rules in a sense. Of course, obviously, the jacket needs to be purple, but is it really? We can do whatever Joker from the series that we want to. We can do the latest movie where the Joker outfit is red. You know, and that's why I recommend that you do something that is something you want to do and you're okay with messing up. And that's why I love this, because we can add battle damage in there. We can add a little bit of blood on his trench coat. We can add whatever we want. And so do a custom Amiibo as your first one where it's yours. It's freestyle. Because then that's where you're going to learn how you paint. And that's how you're going to learn how to tackle Amiibos overall. So do something that's not as restricted. So if you are going to paint Amiibos, do something that you want to come up with, you know, because then at least at that point, you're not so having to be perfect, you know, because when you're trying to be perfect and you're just starting off, it's going to be really hard. And the last thing I want you to do is get so frustrated and then quit. Because then now you're never going to jump back in and paint Amiibo. And I would hate for that to happen. Okay, so this is a good example of a little bit, just a little bit of highlights, right? A little bit of dry brushing, not a lot. But now I'm going to show you guys, this is where it's like you add all that detail, right? So we're going to do that with this real quick. Let me show you guys how easy dry brushing is, right? So of course you're going to add your white, you're going to add your purple, get some purple in there. Okay. And then, of course, the ratio is going to be a little bit more white, maybe, to purple. Again, with a very dry brush. And if it's not dry, just dab your brush on a piece of paper, on a paper towel. Make sure that the ratio isn't a lot of water to paint. Again, you want it to be dry, dry, dry. Okay, so I think this is pretty good. And you can test it out on your palette too to see what the water content is. You want to make sure what the water content is. And the cool thing is that when you start painting a lot more, you'll automatically know whether or not you have water on the brush. Okay, so here we're going to start off with the top of the crease again, because this is where the light hits. Okay, so we're going to bring that across right towards the top. Okay, ever so carefully. If you need to add more paint, add more paint. Again, the most important thing is to not have too much water. Because when it comes to Vallejo paints, you don't need that much water. It goes the distance, you know. I'm telling you, the pigmentation on Vallejo paints is just ridiculous. That's why the bottles are so small. That's why people are just like, dude, this bottle of paint is so small. But the reason why is because, I'm telling you, they go the distance. They're like, it's ridiculous when it comes to their pigmentation. Their color is so vibrant, even if you just use a droplet. And the thing is that if you put water with Vallejo paints too, it spreads out very easily. So that's why be very, very careful with Vallejo paints. You don't want to add too much water. Certain techniques obviously use a lot of water, but for this specific technique, again, dry brush, dry brush, dry brush. You don't want a lot of water content on your brush. So here we're just following the top and bringing that along with us. You see that? Immediately just adding in those highlights. So here again, we're gonna add some dry brushing and get a little bit into that crevice. You can use a smaller brush if you feel like you want to use a smaller brush. I'm just gonna dive right in, you know. And the cool thing again is that this is like, we can do whatever we want with Joker, you know. This is not even an alt technically. This is not a color alteration in Ultimate. I know there's a couple of mods, but this is whatever we want. You know, we can do whatever we want. So I'm gonna add again some purple, a little bit more of a white in there too. And you see this ridge here, his sleeve, his a little bit part of the collar. We're gonna go ahead and add all that highlight in there by dry brushing. Look at those immediate results. You know, effortless, very, very effortless. So my favorite part is the sleeve, because look how much detail is in this sleeve real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna try to angle this real quick, but look how much detail comes out with the sleeve when we just dry brush it. Look at that. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, right? Are you doing a DC Joker color scheme? Absolutely. Absolutely. I love Joker. So now, since we've added a little bit of purple, we're gonna now add a lot more white. We're gonna highlight those edges. Again, with a very, very dry brush. We're gonna go back into that sleeve, and then it's gonna pop out again like crazy. Look at that. Look at that detail just popping out so effortlessly. Look at that. That's so crazy to me. Look, and we did that so easily. So easily. Look at that. You guys literally saw me do his whole entire trench coat. See the back of his sleeve? Let's just add some little dry brushing there. Boom. Done. And that's why I love the Joker Amiibo, because people don't realize, dude, there's so much detail in Joker, so much detail in this Amiibo, that it's just so ridiculous how really, I mean, they've really thought of everything when it came to making this Joker figurine, especially the blue flame. I mean, they went all out. Kappa T, hello, how are you? Thank you so much. I'm glad you're liking this. This is so cool, right? Okay, so again, I would go back in with the nicks and the cuts that we did on his jacket, and I would re-highlight that, reintroduce that into the color scheme by highlighting the edges and then adding black in the darker spots. That's how you reintroduce those little damaged pieces. I'm going to be doing that on a separate, on my separate terms, but I'll have the entire finished product of Joker on my Twitter. Of course, all my social media is linked down below. This is just to show you guys how to paint this, if ever you guys want to paint this. So, I am really thinking that I want to change his gloves. I think the red is too vibrant. And the reason why is because if I want to add a little blood onto his trench coat, I don't want it to be overshadowed by his very bright gloves. I mean, they're so red. So I think I'm gonna dumb it down a little bit by repainting them a dark red, very dark red. The Joker Amiibo is by far my favorite Amiibo. Our zine, absolutely. I agree with you. It is just so gorgeous and so pretty. And the cool thing is that, like, if you wanted to paint this video is going to be up on my YouTube. Just grab yourself a Joker Amiibo. I'll list the Vallejo Paints down below in the description on Amazon, so you guys can just put it in your cart and then you're good to go. I'll include some brushes too if you guys need brushes, but very, very cool. The winner can respond here if they're watching right now, awesome, or they can respond on Twitter. I am just going to choose the winner, and then I'll have them either message me on Twitter or I'll message them. That's the cool thing about doing Twitter giveaways, is that, like, there's no reason why there should be a mix-up because no one has the same username, so it's perfect. But of course I do either or giveaways. I think last time on our YouTube channel we gave away a Mario Bean, so Fall Guys custom Amiibo, and then we also gave away a Nintendo Switch Lite from Nintendo. So huge thank you to Nintendo for providing the Nintendo Switch Lite that we gave away last time. So I like to do either or. I like to do Twitter giveaways or YouTube giveaways, but follow both just in case. Okay, so Chris, we follow the same instructions. If this were a different color, like a red one instead of a purple one. Yeah, you know, because the gloves are so bright, and I don't like the gloves being that bright. I might even change the gloves to purple, but we'll see. We'll see. I might do the cufflinks too green. You know, I might do them green actually right here as well, because I think green would look so good. Anyways, I think the most important part I want to do live with you guys is probably his face. So definitely I want to do that. I'm not going to do the entire, well, I will, in a sense, but I'm going to do the most important parts because everything else is left up to you guys. So what else we have to do is the gloves, the shoes, his hair, and his face. That's what I'm going to do. So just in case if you guys plan on wanting to paint this on your own, you guys can just refer back to this video. Okay, so we're going to get the shoes out of the way. The shoes are going to be black. I've already decided. Apparently he wears sneakers in the movie, but I don't want to do the white sneakers. We're just going to do black. So at least I can show you guys how to do the highlights on his shoes. If you revert back to my first Joker custom, which is �々on Twitter, you'll see his shoes are highlighted. You can see the crease on his shoes. You can see the edges and the dirt and whatever. And I'll show you guys how I did that so you guys can recreate that on your own. Let's see. I'm going to go add some white. Okay. Is this dry? Nope. So that's why you double check. You make sure you guys double check your paintbrushes. If you're going for a dry paintbrush, make sure it's dry. Make sure it's dry. Take that time. Anime Joaquin Phoenix Amiibo. That's awesome. Yeah. Dude, I love that anime filter, by the way. I wish real life looked like that. That anime filter is so freaking cool. I love it. Okay, so I am going to keep a little bit of the brown, but I am going to dry brush some black on there. So feel free to flip the Amiibo around. Feel free to put it on its side. Do whatever you need to get into those crevices, whatever you feel comfortable with. Some people just paint one direction. Like, no. You have a lot of options. Make sure that you make it comfortable for yourself to paint. Okay, so here you can see I've accidentally painted some purple on his shoes. So I'm going to be very, very careful and reintroduce the black on here without getting any black onto the purple. Okay, so we're going to just ever so carefully paint that on. And what you do to one shoe, you have to do the other. So let's go paint that one shoe that's on top over here. And I'm going to dip my paintbrush back into the black. And again, I did get some purple onto his shoes. So, like I said, be very, very careful, especially closest to the edge. Just reintroduce that black. Okay, so now that I've covered the shoe again, and now that it's black instead of purple, I'm gonna go ahead and do exactly what we did which is, we're gonna dip a little bit into the black, but we're gonna grab some white. We're gonna take that white along with us. He's gonna be a little bit of buddy-buddy with the black. So, dry brushing, again, we're gonna dry brush on that surface. We're not really pressing hard on that shoe. We're just gonna glide this bristles over the boot, just ever so carefully, so we can get all that highlights. You see all that highlights popping up already? That is crazy, right? Look at that. Very, very cool. Again, we're gonna do the same technique. So we're gonna grab some black. We're gonna partner that up with a little bit of white. And then we're gonna glide that brush ever so slightly right on that surface. We're touching and then lifting. Boom. Look how quick that was. And then if I really wanted to, again, I will go back in, add some shadows, some highlights, whatever. But as of right now, I think he looks pretty good. Match the glove's skin tone to add more of his skin. I could definitely do that if I wanted to. I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with his gloves. I don't think I'm going to leave them red. Worst case scenario, I'm going to do purple, add green to his cufflinks, and then green hair, white face paint, and then of course the very, very important smile. And then I think that looked really, really good. Only took 30 seconds. Absolutely. Right? Crazy how quick that is. And again, you didn't lose any of the details. This is very, very important. When you're painting, of course, it's very important to add layers. But with figurines like this, every time you add a layer, you have a chance of losing details. And that's because the layers are stacking up, right? And then now that crease or that edge that would have shown up is now being filled with paint. So keep that in mind when you're trying to add details, or if you're trying to keep all those details. The more layers you add is another basically filling of that crease. Okay, so that's why you want to dry brush. Dry brushing it makes the ever so difference between you removing details or you really highlighting those details. Why so serious? Why won't we put a smile on that face? Lee, you are absolutely correct. We have to put that smile on that face. So, he looks so good. So absolutely love the details. Again, I'm going to go back in and really highlight those nicks. I might even add more battle damage. I might even, if you guys wanted to, get the X-Acto and really cut into his trench coat and add a hole. Which is something I might do, actually, to be honest. I might even just put a hole straight through his trench coat. So, am I gonna make his hair green? Of course. Of course. I have to make his hair green. He wouldn't be Joker without his green hair. So, we're gonna move on. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put black onto the paint palette. The only thing I don't like about Vallejo Paints, the only negative thing that I am really, honestly, a little bit frustrated about, is that the nozzle gets clogged. So I like to get a toothpick or a pin and stick it in there and declog it. Pedro, thank you so much. If you did enter the giveaway on my Twitter and you have to go, don't worry, this video is going to be up. I'll announce the winner. And yeah, just if you happen to be the winner, just message me on Twitter. I'm going to follow you on Twitter, and then you can message me. And we'll ship the Amiibo to you, which of course, look how gorgeous. So gorgeous. And this is all dry brushing. All that detail right there, dry brushing. And that's what I wanted to teach you guys today, is the dry brush technique. Look at that detail. The purple is... I'm so glad you guys chose Joker. Thank you. You guys are freaking awesome. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put some red onto the palette. And I'm going to, again, like I did, I added black onto the palette as well because I will be adding red and black on there. Okay, because we're gonna keep his gloves red, but I'm gonna make them more of a darker dead rose type red. I think his gloves are way, way too bright. I mean, I like the red, but it's just way too bright. I may even just barely make it red, to be honest. I might even just make it a really dark red. Okay, so luckily we haven't really painted the cufflinks yet, so we can go a little crazy with this paint. We can paint outside of the lines is what I'm trying to say. We can go a little nuts. We're trying to just make sure we cover this entire hand because it's way too bright. Way too bright, my guy. Your hand is way too bright. And don't worry, I will add the red back in, but it's gonna be a much darker, quieter red. That red is way too aggressive for my liking. And that's the cool thing, is that if you don't like something, with something like this where we're not following certain instructions, you can do whatever you want. If you want to keep the blood red gloves, by all means do so. For me personally, I think it's too bright. The only thing that you should be concerned about though is please be very, very careful with his face. You do not want to get paint on his face. Very, very careful. So if you need to use a different brush, do so. If you need to use a smaller one, please do so. Now, as you can see, instead, at one point I was just going crazy, right? Now that we're close to the face, I'm being very, very careful. I'm now slowing down my movements. You know, I'm not making them so erratic. You know, I want to make sure that now I know that we're close to a very sensitive place, especially the face. I want to just slow down and take my time. You know, there's absolutely no rush either. There you go. So we're going to slow this down. We're going to make sure we cover all his fingers. We're going to be very, very careful. So there you go. Boom. Done. Okay, so now there's going to be more red to black. Okay? You should try doing Joker's red all color. I would absolutely love to. I remember when I used to customize a lot, I used to do so many color schemes of Fire Emblem characters. And I love Fire Emblem characters, not because there's so many in Ultimate, but because their amiibos are so detailed. That's why I love Joker too, because he's so detailed. He reminds me definitely of Fire Emblem characters and how detailed those amiibos are, because those amiibos are just ridiculously detailed. So now I've added a lot more red. So now we're going to dry brush his fingers. And the reason why is because obviously these gloves, they also have highlights. Light hits them differently. Okay, so we're going to add that red in there. We're adding red ever so carefully onto his fingers. Okay. And now what I'm also going to do is I'm going to grab a little bit of white with that red. A little bit of white and red. Mix that up. They're going to have a party. And then I'm going to dry brush that on his glove. Dry brushing that on. So now, you see that? Now you can see his fingers. Before it looked like one solid color. Now you can actually see his individual fingers. So what you do to one glove, you have to do the other. So there you go. Boom, done. Boom, done. Not bad. I'm going to add a little bit more white, maybe a little bit of red. Or I can just do full on red too if I really wanted to. It's bright enough. So boom, there you go. Not bad, right? Boom. So now we change those really bright gloves to a more quiet red. It's a lot more toned down. It's not as obnoxious. It's not as loud. So if you wanted to do skin color, you would do the same thing, but instead of red, obviously it would be a skin tone, whatever skin tone you wanted, but you're gonna add that black and white to try to add those highlights. Natu, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're trying. I'm teaching you guys. You guys can do this too. Dude, it's not like I just magically appeared with this. This was live. All you have to do is just grab your own Joker amiibo and follow along. Again, this video will be uploaded, so if you wanted to make this amiibo, totally easy. Totally possible, doable. You can do it. I believe in you. Okay, so 𝘗𝘃𝘃 Amiibo. Yo, that would be so funny. So funny. That would be awesome. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and I'm actually gonna add green to his cufflinks. I think green would be really nice. We're gonna reintroduce that green. There's only green on one portion, where I think if we add green to another section, it's gonna actually really make it pop. So we're gonna do green on his cufflinks. We're gonna put gold trim. We're gonna make it look really, really good. Okay, so I have green on my palette. Let's see how dry this brush is. That's really dry. I'm liking it. I think it's very good. We have a very good green going on. Oops, I accidentally dipped it into the white. We had a really good green and I dipped it into the white. Okay, so I'm gonna re-grab that green and some black. I don't want it to be too much of a bright green. So would I follow the same instructions for a red jacket? Absolutely. Absolutely. Whatever you color, you decide. Whether it be skin tone, whether it be purple, whether it be green, whether it be white. You know, all you're doing is dry brushing that on. And thankfully, since Joker starts off with a black palette, it makes it so much easier to keep those shadows. Let the Joker Amiibo work for you and not against you. You know, use the fact that his jacket is black. You know, because it just makes it a lot more easier. A lot more easier. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump back into the cufflink. So here you can see I'm adding green. And again, it's okay if you go crazy because we are going to paint the edges and the trim gold, right? Because his jacket's gold with gold trim. So I want to keep that on there. I want a Joker where it's like at one point in his life, he used to be a baller. He was on top. Now, I want it to be like Batman came in the picture and he is making his life a lot more difficult. Or is it the other way around though? Because most of the time Joker is making Batman's life a lot more difficult. Either way, we're going to add that green in there. We're going to add green to the other side of his cufflink. So there you go. Just be careful overall, of course. You don't want to go too crazy. You still need to be careful. But thankfully, we are going to add gold trim. So don't you worry. There you go. Boom. Done. Boom. Okay, so we have the green cufflinks. Now, what I'm going to do with the green is I'm grabbing that green and I'm dipping it into white. And the reason why, of course, ladies and gentlemen, is because we are going to dry brush some highlights into that cufflink. Again, there's a lot of details on Joker. A lot of details that you do not want to pass the opportunity up. Okay, so here I'm dry brushing some white, reintroducing those crevices and those small details and folds. Very, very cool, right? Look at that shoulder. My gosh. Look at that detail. It seriously looks like a trench coat that's a possibility that you can own in real life if you ever really wanted to. Where I live, that wouldn't make any sense because it's absolutely hot. And I mean, I live in a desert, guys. So trench coats make no sense. But let me know, in your area, would you wear this trench coat? Better yet, have you cosplayed ever? Let me know in what character. Okay, so here, again, I'm dry brushing that green white onto his cufflink. Look at that detail. You see that? You see that streak going across? That is a crease on his cufflink that we are now highlighting. We're making sure that we don't lose that detail. Okay, so again, double check, dry brush some, you know, details on there. Boom. That is so good. Very cool, right? You stroll around in jackets? What? In Texas? Where in Texas do you live? If you don't mind me asking. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. It's totally fine. But I've been to Austin, Texas and absolutely loved it. It was awesome. Okay, so we are going to, there's a lot more details that I will add on my prior time. Such as I'm thinking red here. Red in the collar, red underneath. Those things you can add on your own. I don't think I need to teach too much about those areas. The next area I do want to show you guys is his face. And the reason why I'm going to do his face next is because it's going to be a lot easier if I paint his face first and then his hair. If I do the opposite, I might get paint on his hair. So, Houston. I've never been to Houston. I've been to Austin. Absolutely love it. Hopefully, eventually I can go to Houston. Would love to go to Houston. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and it's time to put his white face paint on. Thankfully, his mask is already white, so I'm going to keep his white mask. I'm not even going to change the black outline. That's too iconic of Joker, so I'm not even going to mess with that. However, I am going to put on his face. So we're going to grab some black and white. A little bit of black. We're not going to use that much black. We're going to do, wow, we're going to barely add black into this white. The reason why I'm adding black is because I know that they do have a little bit of details in his face, and I'm hoping that'll bring that out. So we don't lose that detail. I don't want to lose that detail. Okay, and the face is so scary to paint. Whatever amiibo you try to do or decide to paint, painting faces of the amiibo are so scary. And because if you mess up, here, this is the reason why too, is because, no joke, the eyes are the window to the soul, and you can do an amazing paint job like we just did, and it can be ruined just because the face looks weird. Good example, Martha Amiibo. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna dip my brush, dry brush, into the black. I'm gonna grab a little bit of white and we're gonna make that into a gray. We're gonna make that into slight gray. So I'm ever so carefully gonna just dry brush that onto his face. I'm hoping that it's gonna catch onto the crevices of his face. If it doesn't, we can always just paint it white. Totally fine, no big deal. As long as you don't get any paint on his eyes. You do not want to repaint his eyes. Painting the eyes are really difficult. The hardest eyes I've ever had to paint that I was actually really proud of was Sora's. I made Sora from an amiibo and I was really proud of how it turned out, because eyes are so hard to paint, especially when they're this small, you know. So there you go. So now I have a little bit of shadow in there, right? Now I'm gonna go back in with the white. Don't worry guys, this is a little funky. I'm gonna go back in with the white and make sure I give him a nice Joker mask. Mr. Chris 32, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate, thank you. I do appreciate subscribing, guys. All your support means so much. It only allows me to buy more amiibo and to give it to you guys. Your support is allowing me to do giveaways, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for those who have been spending time with me. Sergeant is in the chat. Thank you so much, Sergeant. How you been, Sergeant? Much love to you. Okay, so he's looking a little funky. We're gonna grab some white. I'm gonna make sure that I wipe off my brush, make sure it's dry. We're gonna grab some white in here. We're gonna make sure that it's a little more dry. It's a little wet right now. I don't like the wetness too much. I want to make sure that this is not too wet. And I'm just going to go ahead and glide that across the face. And I'm going to be adding a lot of layers. Guys, I'm going to be adding a lot of layers. This is not the first layer of white that I'm going to add, because I'm really trying to keep all of that detail on here. Javier Medley, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, so again, we're gonna just glide that white across, and hopefully we can keep some of that shadows on there. if you want to grab a small brush and actually go in there in the crevices and map it out, you can do that as well. So here I actually did load my brush with white. And now I'm going to try to keep some of the details on there. As you can see, boom, look at that. He looks scary already, dude. That looks really scary. I'm going to wait for that layer to dry a little bit because you really don't want to add too many layers. You want each layer to dry. Phoenix. So 2 questions. 1, how would you make the Amiibo figure? Wait, how would you make the Amiibo figure? And 2, where would I find the Amiibo NFC base? What? So you can buy Amiibos anywhere. Best Buy, GameStop, Walmart. Some are exclusive. Chat, I forgot. Is Joker an exclusive to Best Buy? Let me know, chat. I'm pretty sure he is, though. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, you can get Amiibos pretty much anywhere, my guy. Okay, so I'm going to go actually in there and apply the white. I'm not liking how he looks at the dry brush technique. And that's the thing, right? If it doesn't work, you know, find a different way. I'm going to actually go in there and add in the white and make sure I get all that detail in there. Boom, boom, boom. There you go. But I am trying to make sure that I know exactly where his mouth is going to be because, again, we're going to be adding that nice red smile. Okay, so with a very, very careful brush, again, if you need to flip over the Amiibo, please do so. Make it easier on yourself. Don't struggle, guys. Leave the struggling to me. I struggle a lot. And the last thing I want is for you guys to struggle. Life should be just a chill trip, an adventure. All right, so here I'm adding that detail in ever so carefully. I'm just going to carefully add that detail, giving him a nice white mask. Very cool, right? Oh, he looks so cool. He looks like that guy from Avatar. You know what I'm talking about with the mask? That was Prince Zuko, right? I don't remember his name, what he called himself. I forgot what he called himself, but let me know, guys, if you know the name. Still waiting on my extra Joker and my Hero Amiibo from Amazon. So is Joker an exclusive? I don't remember. Is he exclusive to Best Buy? I don't remember, guys. Ooh, so actually cool enough. He's keeping his detail. Oh, this is so awesome. So when it comes to faces, again, if you can avoid painting faces, please do so. If you can avoid painting the eyes or faces, do so. It's so hard, and I would say that that's more of a pro at that. You need to be a pro to be painting faces on, because that stuff is hard. But I'm loving how his face looks. So I'm going to actually add in the white here. I'm going to highlight. Boom. That's so cool. So cool. So the cool thing is now we can add that red. And when we do add that red, we can actually add some highlights in that red as well. So, okay, so now with a very thin brush, we're going to add that really sinister smile. We're going to add that sinister smile. Blue Spirit, right? Is that what it is? Oh, I love that mask. My friend, his name's CJ, and he collects a lot of masks. He has, what does he have? He has Killing Joke, the Joker mask, where he cut off his face and then put it back on by stapling it to his face. He has that mask. He has the green mask that Jim Carrey wore. I forgot the movie. He has a lot of masks, and it's so, so cool. One mask that I would love is from Crash Bandicoot, the crazy mask with the feathers and everything. I think that would be so, so cool. It would just add to his collection for sure. Okay, so we're going to dip in with the red. I'm going to go ahead and grab some red up in here. Everyone is in here except for Waluigi. Poor Waluigi. Poor Waluigi. So what I'm going to do now, I have red on my plate. I'm actually going to grab that red, and I'm going to grab a little bit of black. The reason why is because I do want to highlight a little bit of the mouth. You know, I don't want to just slap on red. You could if you wanted. If you're not comfortable, really adding those small details, that's totally fine, you know, like you don't have to go all out, you know, especially if you're not comfortable yet. That's totally cool, because you know why? Leave it for another day. If you're not comfortable with painting that much detail on, leave it for another day. It doesn't have to be now. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna grab some of that black. We're gonna grab a little bit of that red, just a little bit of that red. I'm gonna actually dip my brush in water. This is actually, I think, the first time I'm dipping my brush in water, actually. And now I'm gonna add that ever so slight line of going up. It's gonna go from his lips up. Okay? And the reason why is because I don't want to just add red. I think it would just not look that good. Dang, look at that. Can you guys see that sinister smile? Yo, wait a second. This is turning out so much better than I thought it was. Okay, wait. That is crazy, guys. Look at that. That is so crazy. Chat. That is so crazy. Spooky. Dude, does that not scream Halloween? That is crazy. Oh, ��eit𝑗. Oh, you know me, ��eit𝑗. You know me. Yes. Horrifying in the best way. Absolutely. Okay. Oh, I'm loving this. Oh. So the cool thing is, let's say that you add the red and it didn't go exactly the way you planned. Slap back white on, wait for that layer to dry, and then retry again. That's the cool thing, is that if you mess up, you didn't technically mess up. You can always fix it. That Joker looks like an insane serial killer. Guys, we made an insane serial killer. No joke. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and with that same very thin brush, we're gonna pop that red onto that smile. We're gonna give him the infamous smile, guys. And it's gonna look so good. It looks so good already, my guys. Oh my gosh. So good. Okay, with a very thin brush. And I'm gonna start the top. And I'm gonna bring that. Ooh, that might be too much of a dark red. We'll see. I might go back in and lighten that red, but for now I'm just gonna make sure I outline that. Boom. Oh my gosh, how sinister does he look? Could you imagine this in Ultimate? Dude, I can't. Why so serious, dude? This is crazy. Oh my gosh. That is so crazy. So I'm gonna lighten that red. That red is way too dark. So in order to lighten that red, I don't want to add white. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some orange or yellow to pop that color out a little bit. That's why I didn't want his gloves to stay red. I think it would have taken away from his mouth. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some orange and some yellow. I'm gonna make that red a bright red. That way it really pops out. And we're gonna again add highlights to it too, so then you can really see that smile. I'm so glad that we changed his gloves. I would hate for the attention to detail to not really go towards his smile, this sinister smile. I mean, because it's so crazy. So crazy. Oh yeah, and the cool thing is that with his smile, it doesn't have to be perfect, because, I mean, if you see him in the movie, his sinister smile is just ridiculously scary, uneven. It's, I mean, you know, it's disturbingly awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna brighten this red up. I do not want it to be that dark. And the cool thing is that now we can add highlights in his smile as well. Again, with a very, very, very small brush. Very, very carefully add in that bright orange. That is just so crazy. I am loving him. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine bringing this to a tournament? People would be like, what the heck is going on? Where did he get that amiibo? Where did she cop that amiibo? That amiibo is crazy. And the cool thing is that you can say you actually painted it. You know? That is the cool part. So I'm gonna go back in. Just adding that orange. And again, if you feel like you messed up, you can go back in with white and fix it. And that's the cool part. The eyes are looking into my soul. Dude, he is like very super sinister. This is probably the most sinister amiibo I've ever made. Can I be honest? He just looks absolutely threatening. I would love for this all to be in Ultimate. I would love for this costume to be an Ultimate. Could you imagine? Oh, that is so cool, guys. Dude, we did this. That is so cool. Look at that. Dang, he has a bullet hole right there too. Look at that. That is so crazy. All right, so we're done with the face. And again, the reason why we did the face is because you want to work with the layers, right? So the inside layer, then going out. So as you can see, we did the collar, t-shirt, and then we did the trench coat, because the trench coat encompasses everything else, and it's just a lot easier to paint it that way. Okay, so now we're gonna paint. It's time to paint the hair. So easy. Watch. Okay, so we're gonna grab some green. Okay, we're gonna put that onto the plate. We're gonna grab a little bit of black, not too much. We're just gonna put a little dot on the plate, you know. It's not gonna be our main niche. Okay, the green is gonna be the highlight. The green is his hair. It's iconic. It's what Joker's also known for. And we're gonna add that really, really easily with the highlights, okay? So we're gonna grab that green, put a little bit of black, The green is the main showcase, okay? The black is just chilling on the side, not really doing anything. But we're gonna include him in there because he wants to come along, okay? So we're gonna go ahead and with that, ooh, you know what? Maybe I can brighten this camera so I can show you guys. I really want you guys to understand how to do this, just in case, like I said, if you guys plan on painting one of your own. So I'm gonna brighten this screen up for you guys so you guys can see it. Boom, let's go. Contrast. Maybe make it a little different. Nope, that's way too weird. I think that should be good. Okay, so okay. Let's go. Okay, so I hope that worked a little bit. Who knows? I don't know if that even changed anything. But okay, so we're gonna go ahead. As you can see, I have a little bit of green, a little bit of black. I'm gonna dry brush that on there. Being very, 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 very careful around the eyes, guys. Very, very careful around the eyes. If you get paint on the mask, it's totally fine. Just go back in and add some white, you know, touch that up. But we're dry brushing that green on there, guys. We're dry brushing that on. Let me make sure I have a better angle for you guys. We're gonna dry brush that on. You see how slowly it's turning green? Slowly, slowly. Again, patience, patience, patience. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and slightly cover that green hair. Okay, we're gonna make sure that we've added all that detail in there. We're keeping all that. We gotta make sure that we highlight his hair, because one thing that I love to do is make sure that the hair looks lively, just like in anime. You want the hair to shine. You want it to have depth, okay? So we're done with the black and green. I'm gonna just dip straight into that green. I'm not gonna add any white. I'm not gonna add any black. I'm just gonna dip right into that green. And now I'm gonna glide that across the hair. you know. I'm gonna be very, very particular as to where I'm placing this green. Very, very particular. It's not gonna be everywhere. It's gonna be a choice green. It's gonna decide where it wants to go, but it's gonna be very picky about it. So again, it's gonna be not everywhere, you know. It's gonna be in certain areas. Okay, so now that we've added that green in there, right? Boom, done. Pretty good, right? Ooh, do I even need this paper now? I feel like, oh, yes. Is that better? Oh, it's so much better. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now you guys can see it. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Okay, so now we got his green hair. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to dip back into that green. And now instead of taking black with us, we're gonna go into that white. Now white wants to join the party. We're gonna lighten up that hair. We're gonna dry brush that white and green onto his hair. Again, we still have green on, okay? Green is still coming with us. He still wants to party. He was an early partier. He's been partying all night. He is not gonna stop anytime soon. We're just gonna glide that very carefully onto his hair. Gliding that in the back. Party in the back. Party on the side. You want to make sure you grab every single detail. See, and we're not losing that detail. Look at that. We didn't lose any detail throughout his whole entire amiibo. You know, they added that detail for a reason, right? So now I'm dipping into that white. There is more white now because the green is done. green is done partying. We're gonna dip more into that white, and we're gonna glide that really carefully. Now this is gonna be very specific, right? Because you know how in anime they have like highlights. Like you can see my hair right now. Actually, right now, look, you see that white going clear across my hair? That's what we're gonna do. So I'm going to choose this spot right here, and I'm just going to glide that white right across. I'm not going to do everything. No. I'm going to do this area right here. This is where I know the light's going to hit. This is where I know that chic shine is going to glide across. You know? That is crazy. What do you guys think? Is that not pretty or what? Oh yes, Phoenix. Oh yes, the infamous reflection. Absolutely, Phoenix. That is the perfect statement for that. Absolutely. Guys, listen. That shine, that infamous streak is not even because the light is hitting. That is because we added white paint. That is white paint. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that so cool? Very cool, right? Very cool. Oh my gosh. So, the only things left to do is, of course, add some gold trim. So I'm going to show you. I'm going to put some gold a little bit in here. I'm gonna have to put gold on my own terms. I'm gonna have again reveal the full Joker figurine on my Twitter. But Joker is taunting me, Kevin. It is absolutely taunting everyone. Did you see his sinister smile? Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Kieran! Yo, you guys are also talented. So I get this question asked all the time. How did you become so good? Oh, you're so talented. Oh, you're incredible. I mean, how do you do that? I can't do that. Guys, check out my first custom amiibo. It is terrible. Terrible. What I want you guys to know is that you guys can do this too. This is not something I picked up. This is years of practice. And I'm telling you, the cool thing is that you guys can do this too. This is not because I was born with it. Not at all. This is something that I practiced and I just found out new techniques and new ways to paint. And this is something you guys, I wholeheartedly believe you guys can do. Justin, thank you so much. Okay, so we're gonna grab that very, very thin brush. You know, it's just crazy what I do with these brushes sometimes. But this is something you guys can do at home. If you don't have a thin brush, look how thick this brush used to be. You see that? You see it? Look how thick that brush used to be. And now look at it. So what I do, let me tell you guys a little trick just for you guys. So let's say that your brush isn't thick enough. Very, 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 very carefully. Very carefully. If you're noticing some bristles are getting out of the way or they're being independent, what you can do is glide your X-Acto across very, very carefully, release, and then literally just tap it and all those extra bristles are gonna fall off. And that's what I do. That's how I make these brushes my own. If the brush ain't working for you, you fix it. Let it work for you. Don't work harder than you need to. All right, so I'm dipping into that gold. And that's how, see, ever so carefully, right? Because people wonder, how do I get that trim so well on there, right? You're watching your bristles. See, I'm just dabbing. I'm gonna dab very, very carefully onto there. Dab, dab, very carefully, boom, done. Look at that. See that? Very, very carefully. So let's say on this edge right here, this has to be green. I'm gonna watch that bristle like no other. I'm just gonna glide that brush across. Boom, done. Look how thin that line is, right? Look how thin that line is. That's why it's really, really important to just trim the brushes if you need to. If they're not working for you, make it work for yourself. Don't work twice as hard, you know? Otherwise, this is not gonna be fun anymore for you, you know? Okay, so what you wanna do again, you just wanna glide that brush on there. Boom, done, gliding it. Look at that. Glide that sucker on there, you know? Boom, done. Not bad, right? And if you mess up, which is totally fine, I mess up too, go back in with some green, fix up that trim, and then you're good to go. Not bad, huh? What? This is so crazy, guys. So crazy. Yo, I'm posting a full reveal on Twitter later today or tomorrow, but when I do post the reveal, I'm giving this away. I'm giving this away. I think I'm gonna be doing the Twitter giveaway again. Because I think it's just easier that way too. And I haven't revealed this yet, so I might as well just give it away at the same time that I'm revealing it. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. I'm gonna definitely go back in, add the gold trim here. Should I add, chat, should I add the gold trim right here? I don't know. Can't change my name because YouTube is a bum. Thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it. Hope you've been loving the stream. Thank you, thank you. Let me know, guys. Should I add the gold trim here, or should I just leave that alone? Should I do a light purple? Should I do a light purple instead, and then put gold trim on the edge over here? What do you guys think? I don't know. I'll have to look back. Light purple. I feel like a light purple would look so good. Ham thinks it looks good without the gold trim. Yeah, you know? So, you know, I think, yeah, light purple. All right, I'm doing light purple for you. Yeah, light purple seems like the best. Gold trim on the bottom, light purple where the trench coat meets. Oh, you guys are so good. That is so good. Oh, love it. I hope you guys did enjoy this custom. Again, full reveal will be on Twitter. It is time to reveal the winner of Akechi. Very, very cool. Again, I want you guys to realize that even though we painted Joker, use the same exact techniques for any color alteration that you want. It works the same way. Everything that I did on this figurine are the same techniques that I used on Joker. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Although I did add some metallic in there. This is the metallic white that I used. That's why he's really shiny, really elegant. I wanted him to look like he's going to the ball. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. All right, so I'm gonna leave him here because we're giving him away right now. And the winner that I chose, that I thought was really, really cool. And yeah, I mean, I'm just excited because I think they're gonna be really excited too. I'm gonna see if he is gonna even watch this video first. But if he doesn't, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. But the winner that was that, because dude, last night I was putting everyone's name. I don't know if you guys, whoever entered the last couple of days, I liked your tweet. That was me saying that I saw your tweet. I registered you in. I typed in all of the freaking names and did a randomizer on Google. And this person, like, it was so cute because what they tweeted was really, really adorable. So I'm excited to hopefully see his reaction if he's in here. I don't know if he's in here, but it's �々𝘃𝘃, and his @ is Prince Junes, PRINCEJUNES. �々𝘃𝘃 is his main Twitter thing, and then his @ is Prince Junes. Usually, this is the first time I've ever done this type of giveaway. Usually I do the !point raffle, which I'll definitely do again. But this time I wanted to do like this fun little Twitter one. I didn't think it was going to blow up that much. Can I be honest? I didn't think it was going to blow up that much. It did. It was just so crazy. And I'm so thankful for all the support of you guys, like seriously popping in here. And that's why I wanted to live stream with you guys too. Just in case if you didn't win, you can do this. If you have any questions, please comment down below when this video uploads, and I'll try to get to your questions so you guys can paint this yourselves. Very, very easy to paint. Promise, swear on my grave. It's so easy to paint. Thank you so much to those who've been watching this entire stream. I hope you guys did learn something from it so that you guys can do this at home. Because I know that, like, I'm just one person. If I had $1 million and I were retired, I would definitely just make Amiibo and just send it out to you guys like crazy. But that's not the case. I'm only one person. So at least it's kind of like if I can teach you how to fish, you're going to fish. In essence, if I teach you how to paint, you're gonna paint. Huge thank you to the winner. I definitely will be hitting him up on Twitter. Looking forward to his message. He's here. Wait, Tiger Art. He's here? He is here in chat? No. Are you serious? Oh shit, that is so cool! Congratulations! He's spazzing out? Oh my gosh, it's so cool! Oh! That's so cool. Congrats! Okay, so, �々𝘃𝘃, I'm actually gonna follow you. You know what? I'm gonna do that right now, dude. I'm gonna do that right now. Give me a second. You message me on Twitter. That is so cool! Oh, bro, I wasn't even sure if he was gonna be in here. I was just like, you know, because like I'm streaming at a time where it's way too early. I don't even know if you guys are like awake, you know? So, followed you, send me a message, and that's going home to you. I'm gonna get the box art done for you. Don't you worry. I gotta make it official. I gotta make it clean, crisp. If you guys want to, let me know if you want me to upload the box art so you guys can print it out yourselves and make it at home. Is that better? Is that better if I like upload the box art so you guys can use it and print it and have your own box art too? Let me know, chat. I think that'd be really, really cool. Kaizen, where can I buy custom Amiibo? Okay, so I used to do commissions for custom Amiibos, but I've gotten so busy, especially with a lot of projects with Nintendo and my life and making Nintendo DIYs and all that stuff. I no longer do commissions. I do a program that's called like Pay It Forward when I have the time. Right now I'm booked, but I will literally just ask for extra custom Amiibo along with the Amiibo you want me to customize. That way, either I can use the Amiibos, the extra Amiibo that you gave me, to give to someone else, pay it forward, or to give giveaways for you guys. That's how I have all these extra Amiibos. These extra Amiibos are actually because of the community. You guys have allowed me on my Amazon to send me Amiibos to paint and give away. So the reason why I can give away 2 Joker Amiibos is because y'all made it happen. So again, more support, it only means more giveaways for you guys, because I absolutely love the fact that my art gets to go home with you guys. And �々𝘀𝘃, your reaction is the reason why I do what I do. That is just so awesome. Yes, please upload Full Metal. I got you. I'm gonna put it in a separate folder. Actually, no, I'm just gonna upload all the box art for you guys, and I'll just put it in all the custom Amiibo videos, so you guys can make your own at home. �々𝘀𝘃, your reaction is so priceless, absolutely priceless. Oh, Calvin, you're so sweet. It's okay. I'm a really big critic, but again, it takes practice, 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 you know, practice, practice. Hey, I used to not be able to paint, guys. I used to not be able to paint. Trust me, trust me. So now, look how gorgeous that looks, guys. Dude, we did this together. That is so, so cool. I seriously appreciate this, Chris. You're awesome. I just love making art. You know, I'm very, guys, you have no idea. I'm so thankful because, think about it this way, right? The fact that anyone appreciates my work enough to display it in their home means the absolute world. Because when I leave this planet one day, which all of us will eventually, at least my art was able to make someone happy throughout their whole lifetime. Maybe they passed on that art to their kids, whatever. The fact that it's seen in their home being displayed is, I mean, amazing. It's a little piece of me, which is really cool. That's what I love. It's a little piece of me in everyone's home. Weird analogy now that I think of it, but I think it's awesome. I love being part of you guys' lives, and hopefully it makes your guys' smile. �々𝘀𝘃, like when this is sitting in your house and you're having a bad day, I hope it brightens your day up, even for a little bit. You know, yeah, and that's the best way I can put it, is the reason why I make art. And yeah, huge thank you guys who have stuck with me the entire stream. Let's be honest, those who stuck in the entire stream, huge thank you. Those who are just stopping by, thank you. Time is incredibly precious. The fact that you were spending with me on this Monday. Mondays are rough to begin with. Huge thank you to you guys for spending it with me. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this Bob Ross little stream. So cool, Tom. Hello. It definitely will. Perfect. That's all I want my art to do. Absolutely. Now I want to do a custom red Joker. You can do it, Carson. You can do it. If you have any questions, comment down below. I'll try my best to get to everyone's questions. Rewatch this video. Slow it down so you guys know how I did that technique. You know, and I promise it'll turn out perfect. If you do make any custom Amiibo or Nintendo DIYs or Nintendo DIYs or DIYs in general, hashtag it Nintendo DIY on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I check those hashtags daily. I'll most likely retweet your DIY. I want to see how creative you guys can get. Because I know you guys are much more creative than I am, for sure. Chris is an official Smash character. Yo, I would be the most useless Smash character, let's be honest. But I probably would come in there with a giant paintbrush and whack everyone. That would be pretty cool. Tiger Art. You're so sweet. Thanks, Tiger Art, for looking out, by the way. That is awesome. I saw your thing. I was like, he's in here? Very, very cool. Alright, so I hope you guys did enjoy this stream. Y'all know how I do, though. Before I end the stream, if y'all say bye in chat, I'll say bye to you guys in real life. Let me know what Joker alt I should paint next. If there's a specific one that you guys are wanting to learn, let me know. I'll link in a Joker Amiibo in my Amazon cart, just in case if you guys want to give back to the community. That way I can paint another one and then give it away again. But I mean, dude, you don't have to. The fact that you guys are spending time with me is just incredible. Thank you so, so much. Let me know, chat, which one is your favorite, the Joker or �々𝘃𝑃. Let me know. Yeah, absolutely love you guys. Again, say bye in chat, and I'll say bye in chat, and I'll say bye to you guys in real life. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Please, please enjoy the rest of your week, guys. Have an excellent day. Be careful this week. Don't touch your face. Wash your hands. All that good stuff. All that good stuff, man. You have a new week, guys. Take advantage of this new week. You know, don't let it go to waste. You guys got this. I believe in you. I believe in you this week. Do work, my guys. Seth, thank you so much for spending time with me today. You spent so much time to me in chat too. It's so cool. Bye. Thank you. Take care. Devontae Edwards, Phoenix in the chat. Oh, huge thank you to all my mods and members. Love you guys. Phoenix, Sargent, Calvin, Daniel Davis. All you guys are so precious to me. I love you guys so much. Huge thank you to the chat, guys, and to the mods. If you guys can, put hearts for the mods and the members. They make this whole thing keep going. They've donated so many Amiibos. These giveaways, again, are happening because of you guys. So huge thank you. Please thank the mods and members for their support. They keep it all going, guys. The fact that I'm giving away another custom Amiibos because of them. Wouldn't be doing this without them, for sure. Bye, Calvin. Please take care. Don't touch your face. Wash your hands. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good workout. Hope it was good. Hope it was getting your blood pumping. You know what I'm saying? Phoenix, I love you too. Bye. Firmly grasp it. Genos. Bye. Have a good day. Again, guys, follow me on Twitter. I will be giving away the Joker Amiibo. I'm gonna be painting a little bit more afterwards and touching him up, and then you should expect a picture either today or tomorrow. Edwin, bye. Full Metal, bye. I love you guys. Tiger Art, Dust TV, bye. Seth, oh, no more. Ooh, I love your default picture though. That McDonald's, loving it. Bye, Dust. Bye. Can we win the next wave of Amiibo? Ooh, the next wave of Amiibo. Let me know what I should customize first out of that wave. Banjo-Kazooie looks so good. So good. I would love to customize that one for sure. Bye, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a really great week. Keep up with me, updated on my social media. I definitely will do another stream. But for now, please take care. Please take care. Enjoy life. Live life. Enjoy it with your friends and family. And yeah, I mean, dang, life is good. Thank you so much for making my Monday incredible. Absolutely incredible. I loved this stream so much. So much. Thank you so much, guys. Yeah, love you guys. Freaking love you guys. Bye.